Hi, welcome back. If you're currently here in the live premiere, I appreciate it. We're actually continuing on from the event of what went down last night. If you aren't fully aware, reality is an individual out there created, or I should say altered their own channel in the form of an impersonation account of me without my consent, and who knows what they could do next. I spreaded awareness about it, I compared, I contrasted, I provided proof last night. If you want all the explanation and backstory behind that, as well as the proof, the screenshots, the before and after of the account changing from Salty Pancakes, Salty Crew to an impersonation of me, all the screenshots can be provided down below, pinned comment section, link to the previous video, okay? What we're doing today is continuing on, and I'm going to look back at the comments and reactions of people from last night. Some of the comments will entail to do with, I guess, giving their own judgment, some giving their own story of what they've seen, witness reports, as well as additional evidence and archiving stuff from the past. We're going to read through it all. Maybe some of you have already seen the comments, but, you know, if there's anything important, it needs to be highlighted and awareness spread, just like my message as well in recent time, linked down below in the pinned comment section if you want to catch up on that, right? So we're looking at the responses today. Take in mind the video could be on the short side, okay, but I do have another video coming out later tonight, okay? The one coming out later tonight is 11:20 p.m. UK time. 11:20 p.m. UK time, and it's to do with the supposed finale of Degen Island, the truth, the bombshell, which no one has been waiting or expecting, okay? Be ready, be prepared. 11:20 p.m. UK time, Degen Island finale, bombshell revealed. You don't want to miss it, okay? Now, linking back to right now, on a serious, formal level, we need to continue the discussions, need to spread awareness. A few other people have reached out and said that they've experienced it or seen it happening elsewhere with other channels being impersonated. Well, maybe we can get to the bottom of it, or just at least make more sense of what's going on in the background. The key focus of today as well, okay, as you can tell by the title of this video, we're going to be looking at the responses of some of the hard-line Salty Pancakes supporters. You know, kind of like the fall of Berlin when you had the SS looking up to Adolf. Here, we got the hardliners, the loyal ones, the people that look up and support Salty Pancakes. And I just want to see it from their point of view and perspective today. What do they think? What's going on in here? Okay? Are they very resistant? Are they very defensive? Or are they calm, collective, and understanding? Well, we can get to the bottom of it today. I do appreciate people's patience as we do go throughout this, because there is a structure, and I want it to be as clear and easy to learn as possible, and easy to hear as well, because it's important stuff, this, okay? In addition, I did provide, and I did cover a Dylan Rounds key coverage last night as well. So besides the other video, the link will be down below regarding that. And with regards to that video, shout out to ZX0, shout out to Arkansas, Inky, I believe Badger, Cleo, recently Cleo today, and Maria for their presence last night, the super chats, and the blessings in between. It's very good of people. And of course, shout out to the odd other people that I might have not mentioned, because it was hard to keep up with it, you know, all on screen, but it's very good of people to do what they did. And as well, also very good of people to be present last night to listen in to what was happening. Also, shout out to anyone out there that has spread awareness with this current ongoing issue. As a little update, not much has happened yet, but, you know, things can take time. The account is still up there. Take in mind, a couple of people said that they had issues with reporting the account or they couldn't find it, it didn't seem to exist, don't worry, all under control. What I am going to try and do is provide a link, another link to that channel for you to check out and then report to see if that works. I'll provide 2 different links to the same channel. I know that sounds a bit weird, but YouTube is weird in general. Just to explain that, okay? Yesterday, when I got the URL link of that channel, it was when I was on the PC. That's how I got the link, okay? Maybe it doesn't work with mobile users when they use the PC computer link on mobile device. So if I get the link on mobile and post it in the comment section alongside the link from the PC alternative, then you can try each method. It does direct you to the same account, okay, in question, the imposter one. At least to the same one, right? It's all under control. I'll provide the 2 links down below for you to follow up with and report if you feel the need, if you think it's necessary, okay? Appreciate it, the ones that have done so, okay? Anything else I need to highlight before we continue? No, it's just like trying to get it all together because it was unexpected. Like, it just like came out of nowhere, to be honest. With obviously continuing the Dylan Rounds case and other stuff in between, to just suddenly shift focus and cover this out of nowhere, you know, you got to try and be as focused as possible. So you get the message out and you make it known of what's happening in, you know, it's just as clear as possible. Now, I was thinking, do we need to look back at the comments of the other video I did yesterday? But don't really need to. I did reply to most of the comments anyway. So I think we can just get like right into it. What I do want to say is, feel free to share your thoughts, opinions, reactions in the live chat right now. Whether you're lurking in the background or watching right here, right now, whether you're a Pancake supporter or not, feel free to leave your thoughts and ideas as we do go throughout this video. I think when it comes to the comments, there's about 129. That does seem like a lot, but I think we can manage it, okay? As I said, the importance of this is answering any questions, responding to any resistance, reading out maybe additional interesting, important information, a part of this whole bigger problem, okay? And also looking at it from the perspective of Salty Pancake supporters. Because what I want to do is try and come to an understanding. The way I see it, and other people have agreed over time, but I thought about this independently, okay? As I've monitored behaviour with Salty Pancakes over time, it seems somewhat evident he does experience some psychological issues here and there, which then leads to him taking it out on the wrong people over time. Other times, overreacting, maybe a bit sensitive, heightened senses. You know, it's like, whoa, calm down, slow down, but he's not able to. What I want to see is, do the Salty Pancakes audience demonstrate similar psychological issues, okay? Because as you know, whether it be a community, online or real life, people can associate themselves with one another based off shared characteristics, personalities. You get on well with someone, you relate to a person who's going through similar issues in here or just in life in general, okay? So if Salty Pancakes has issues, some of the people that are very hardline and defensive and resistant might have issues themselves, and that's why they relate to Pancakes, and that's why they're very protective over him, because they've been through something similar or are going through something currently, okay? Not about messing around. What I do also want to say, and I might reiterate it again later on, but it's very important that I mention all of this, okay? Had a brief glance over. There was a few familiar names, okay, defending the other side, which is normal, because that's where they originate from. That's who they mainly hang around and listen to. That's fine. I'm going to say something not a single human has said before within this community. I'm going to demonstrate something which has never been done before, but should have always been done by others. And that is, this is not a matter of petty side taking. Who should I support? Who should I defend? Who should I go against? You know, who should I look up to? Who should I look down at? It's not about that. It's not about picking sides in that sense. It's just about understanding from one's own opinion and judgment that was that action right or wrong? Yes, no. And by the person who it was by, has your opinion changed of them? You know, how are things? You'll always get people very defensive and very supportive of someone. You will get those brainwashed. You will get those that are delusional and those that have psychological issues. They won't be able to see the truth. They won't be able to see it just from a different perspective, okay? A sense when it comes to American Honey, just as a brief example on the spot, she seems like the type of individual to maybe support a certain one out there, which may not be favourable, in which I could say, I'm disappointed in you, but at the end of the day, American Honey is simply giving her opinion. But at the same time, she isn't attacking me. She isn't getting resistant. She isn't getting defensive. She isn't demonstrating an attitude. She's just simply saying, from the way I see things, the way it is, and who I know, you know, it's not pancakes. Okay, am I disappointed? A little, but it's not the end of the world, and it's still good. It's still good of American Honey to just comment without being all this like other people. So, you know, people present watching right now and people that can't stand pancakes, when it comes to someone like American Honey, you don't have to start a witch hunt on her, okay? Yes, she might, you know, resist against this or not agree with it, but she isn't attacking me directly. So she isn't really a problem, okay? And, you know, for most part of it, she's a good person, right? Just want to present an example like that. Though a complete opposite extreme example would be Kathy Waters, where the head is so far rammed up that the head's popping out the pipe to the nearest ocean front. The properties are above, the cliff is collapsing, erosion, not a good look, decayed, just like one's attitude, rotten to the core. When it comes to Kathy Waters, okay, people say there's fake Kathy Waters and then there's not. End of the day, you just look for the one which types in capital letters. Kathy Waters, 1 minute saying to me in the comments, Warlike Wrath, be careful with those people out there. Take care. Be in control of your channel. Why has she been so caring in recent time? And the next thing you know, it's, you're a liar, you're a piece of beep, you're a beep, 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 swearing, complaining, insulting, whining, moaning, not being reasonable, not trying to understand the situation, just throwing it all back in my face. It's unnecessary. You take American Honey, for example, she may support or look up to the other side, but she doesn't cause too much trouble towards me. Then you got Kathy Waters, who's just pure recklessness, okay? So you see those two different examples. One is pure extreme, hardline, and the other one is more supportive and loyal, but not too volatile outwards towards other people. Do you understand that? And I'm just saying that because I understand that there'll be quite a few people at this moment in time very annoyed and frustrated with the actions of the potato pickers, Salty Pancakes himself, or the crew in general, okay? I understand that, but let's try not do a witch hunt. And also put aside the petty side taking, picking sides, and just simply look at it as potential bad action demonstrated. Do you agree with it, yes or no? Who it originates back to? Are you surprised, shocked, disappointed, or are you perfectly fine with that? Okay? That's what it's really about, okay? So with that out the way, hopefully most people understand. Then again, I know quite a few probably won't in the background, but it is what it is. It will be easier for me to share my direct responses when I look at the comments myself, okay? So let's just head on over right now and see where it's all gone. Here we are, arrange it to the newest, start from the bottom, that's if we can actually reach it with the amount of comments here, and we just go through it bit by bit. I appreciate everyone's patience, and you know, people can watch it from start to finish, it should make more sense. And yeah, we just need to spread awareness as well of some of these people and their comments and see what they've got to say. Because like, this is the important thing, okay? There'll be people I know, and there'll be people out there that get on well with me, who also align and associate themselves with some others out there who've got issues and have done bad to me. So it kind of gets into that sticky situation of when you're caught up in the middle of it all. It's like, oh no, where do I go? Who do I look up to? You know, do I just walk away, or do I stay where I am? Well, just a timeline with what I said a bit earlier, just to make it extra clearer, okay? Everybody listening right now, if anyone watching right now, or anyone in the background watching who may be from Salty Pancakes channel, a supporter, a hardliner, a robot, or just a normal individual here and there, okay, or a neutral person, whichever, but you also watch my videos and it's in a sticky stalemate, don't worry. Don't feel like you've got to choose sides and feel like you're betraying another person. It should be under control for most part of it. You do what you think needs to be done, okay? Anonymously or not, or nothing at all, you know? If it does lead to you being worse off, then it's probably best avoiding certain actions, okay? Do you get what I'm saying? To be honest, let's put it in simple words. Let's slap myself in the face a few times. Reality is, all the things that have happened in the past with other channels, it's led to audiences splitting apart, tearing each other down, and it's not worked out. Reality is here, that is not going to happen, okay? Simple as. And if people do challenge it, well, a bit of leather might be on the receiving end, okay? All under control. But what do we have here? If you do support Salty Crew, let me know your thoughts about all this. Opinions, resistance are welcome, right? We want to see natural responses from people. What do they have to say? More so the opposition. Gorgeous. Take in mind, this is all public, okay? This is her tag handle, her tag name. This is Stony, okay? You might wonder what's happened to her face. Well, I believe it's an old profile picture, okay, of the past. Because in more recent times, she wears wonky glasses, okay? Now, when it comes to Stony, at a certain point, she had a good sense of humour, okay? She found things funny. She got on well with people in the chat. But then over time, that kind of went away. And then there was a moment where Stony disappointed me. Okay, let's just read some of the comments first and then go from there, and then I'll explain more. So, gorgeous, Jessica, Stony, we'll call her Stony, it's easier to refer to and remember. Stony says, come on, Warlike Raf, all these people that infiltrated your chat, yes, same ones that took people down, open your eyes, stop blaming people that majority of chat doesn't like. I would point at Jim. He has a few sock accounts. Salty doesn't give enough Fs about you. Trust me. Well, Stony, I hope you're listening right now. Adjust your mindset. Listen in. You're telling me to wake up. Maybe you need to do the same and get out of that gutter. Reality is, word for word, Pancakes in the past, okay, maybe some months ago, labelled me as a child trafficker. Do you remember that, Stony? Do you remember? Other people witnessed it. Other people were present. Now, it wasn't just me. The shack lady as well was called one, and a few others in between. If you, Stony, are saying that Salty Pancakes doesn't give an F about me, well, he gave an F about me to call me a child trafficker in the first place. So, I'm on his subconscious mind, I don't know. But taking it on me, labelling me, falsely accusing me, slander, false allegations, it's not looking good, is it? breaking TOS back then. Are you aware of this, Stoney? Are you aware of these allegations being thrown out by Salty Pancakes himself? And no, I'm not talking about messages or comments. I'm talking about verbally, okay? Because there was a time in the past when Pancakes still had his channel up on YouTube. Shack Lady appeared in one of his live streams in the live chat. I simply said hi to the Shack Lady, and that was it. And then it triggered Pancakes, who threw his toys out the pram, had a bit of a tantrum, and then started labelling me all that inappropriate stuff just because I said hi to the Shack Lady in Pancakes live stream, live chat, okay? Just by saying a simple word triggered Pancakes, then going against YouTube TOS. Are you aware of that, Stoney? Do you think that's acceptable? What else do we have? Let me reword. He gives a F when you all involve him in some BS he doesn't give 2 Fs about. He's not on YouTube, therefore he hasn't said shit about any of you YouTube freaks. Now leave us alone and stay away from us on YouTube. You all have bad juju. Wait, so you, Stoney, are saying that Pancakes is no longer on YouTube, it's not possible, so he's on Rumble, but at the same time, you're saying, leave us alone on YouTube. Why leave us alone on YouTube when there isn't a presence of Pancakes' own self or DNA in terms of producing content because he's on Rumble? Shouldn't you be rewording it as, leave us alone, keep away from Rumble, not YouTube? Because Pancakes isn't like actively uploading videos on YouTube as the main account. You know what I'm saying? So I sense that Stoney is kind of contradicting herself here. First of all, she says Pancakes doesn't give an F about me or others, and yet Pancakes gets triggered when I say hi to the Shack Lady in the live stream chat. And then Stoney says, but he does care and he does react when people involve him in BS. You say that, Stoney, but you need to remind yourself Salty Pancakes, you know, caused a bit of trouble, confusion, obstacles, roadblocks in the early days of the Dylan Rounds case with all the noise, inviting people onto his show who might have shared a certain narrative and spreading it. Salty Pancakes also being responsible for inviting Brookie onto his show when Brookie was a liar and lied about the Brenner situation, okay? Liars associating with liars, possibly. Certain behaviours merging, okay? Certain characteristics, personality traits between one another. That's why they stick together. That's why they collect together. You get what I'm saying, Stoney? Because let's just highlight one thing, okay? In the past, joked about with Stoney, she had a good sense of humour. But then Stoney decided to take it upon herself by publicly posting a screenshot of a text conversation between me and Stoney. Now, the actual messages themselves were kind of light-hearted. Nothing wrong, nothing troublesome, but it highlighted lack of trust, lack of honesty, lack of control. Stoney disappointed me at that point. Now, this is the reality, okay? Other people in that situation would have shared their life stories, this, that, and everything else in between. It may have been leaked, it may have been revealed. You know, that's happened with all these other people down the line and it's led to further problems. I'm on alert, okay? I've got a rough idea when it comes to people. What to say, what not to say, how they could react, what they could do next. Do they leak this? Do they leak that? Are they going to blackmail? Is it emotional manipulation? All kinds of stuff can happen, okay? But on a very, very small scale, Stoney disappointed me, publicly revealing a private text conversation. Not exactly good, is it? After that, I thought, yeah, that's it. Because if they can do that and are reckless, can't control themselves, what else will they be doing next? Okay? So moments and times, all fun and games, but then when one locks on, one locks on. When one messes up, it will be highlighted, okay? So, Stony, I do sense at times you got a good sense of humour, but other times, though, you get a little bit too reckless. Let's also acknowledge the times in the past where you were very disruptive in the live chat of certain live premieres when trying to cover the Dylan Rounds case, and you were bringing in all kinds of trouble and conflict. Yes, you were saying that trouble or drama comes your way wherever you go, but you're only trying to defend yourself. But sometimes that defensiveness could be interpreted as offensiveness. And I don't mean offense in being offended, but offense in like attack rather than defend. Okay? So Stony did disappoint me in the past. She hasn't caused me any other trouble, so I do acknowledge that. But at this moment in time, when another person has caused me problems, you get the idea of where Stony lies within all of this. And when I say lies, I don't mean the word lying. I mean lies in where the person stands. Yes, we are doing a bit of a vocabulary class on the spot because I know there'll be people out there that will misunderstand certain words. And we don't want confusion, do we? Anyone else? Cat. Who is Cat? Got to love that. As bad as they hate Salty, he lives rent-free in all of their heads. Poetic Justice. Now, is Poetic Justice the user, the username? Or is that responding to somebody else? Interesting. I mean, the reality is 340 videos made on the Dylan Rounds case. The majority of them not being directly about pancakes or pancakes at all, okay? About 340 videos made on the Dylan Rounds case. A key focus in there. Now, there'll be times, there'll be references to pancake because of certain material, information, photos presented to credit the individual, the one responsible for getting a hold of them in the first place. Got to keep that consistency up. Now, am I the sort to spend 2, 3, 4 hours supposedly talking about another subject, but instead talking about Jim Terry or pancakes? No, not to that extent. Other people do that, okay? You know, there's times out there where there could be like a half focus on this person, then the other half will be of other stuff. All depends how relevant it is to what I'm covering, okay? When people involve themselves in a case, it will be covered, it will be documented, analysed, compare, contrast, the lot, okay? Clean up job along the way as well. Because whilst people from the past may have caused disruption, confusion, like pancakes, maybe Jim Terry too, on YouTube, one has to clean it up and make greater sense of the case, okay? Quite a few people that have moved on elsewhere, whether it be platforms or focus onto other cases. I'm still here. I'm still standing and I'm still covering it. That's the reality. Consistency, frequency. Something many humans fail to do out there. Okay? Badger Life. Nance is a Salty fan. Okay. Wasn't aware of that. Jess saying, wrong, never heard of this person. Another one with no sense, accusations. Badger is a nobody that knows nothing. Badger responding, yes, another potato picker lover. Laughing my ass off and one ugly one to boot. Okay. So you obviously sense it's going to be back and forth. As for a true resolve, there will be humans out there which will just simply not understand. Stony, Kathy Waters are good examples of that. Okay? Are they delusional? Are they brainwashed? Psychologically unstable? Relate to pancakes in some way? Simply hardliners, loyal supporters, diehard fans? Who knows? They could fall under one of those categories. Okay? But the way they respond and reply, it's more defensiveness as well as offensiveness without reasoning and understanding. Not seeing it from the other side of the story. The fact that I myself that have been targeted in all of this have to do the work on top of all these other people on the other side to understand it from their perspective. I'm doing their job for them. right? That's how lazy people are, okay? The fact is that I'm demonstrating different perceptions, point of views from the other side, as well as mine, yet they can't do it themselves. That's very disappointing. Once again, egocentrism showing. So basically, this first individual is an example of a Salty Pancakes supporter who can't quite understand. So we might come across Jessica later on, okay? But Stoney, just in general, your thoughts and opinions. Do you agree that it's okay for Salty Pancakes to label me as a child trafficker? Do you think that's normal? Do you think that's fine? Or are you going to say that's a lie as well? Okay? It was on YouTube. He verbally said it himself, and there were witnesses present. Let me know your thoughts. Any other examples? Well, I'll highlight them later if need be. We got Skeptical saying, Warlike Raf strong. Tom Evans, Raf is one of a kind for sure. Shout out to Tom. Gorilla Jack F, Salty Pancakes crew. Red Rose, hell yeah, Gorilla Jack, hope you're doing better. See, this is what I mean. I may highlight it again later on, but, you know, remember when I said that everybody seems to be banding together in consensus that they don't like Jim Terry, Mr. X, Salty Pancakes supporters and Salty Pancakes haters or people that don't agree with them, all merging together for a greater cause in consensus of disliking Jim Terry, Mr. X. And as I said back then was, yeah, you can associate yourself with one another, but still there can be backstabbing down the line, shark-infested waters, right? I stayed away from it. And you see some of those people within those groups coming at me now. So when is it all going to break down and implode upon itself? You get what I'm saying? There's too much entanglement, too deep-rooted, too many different connections between one another, where it gets to that mindset of, oh, well, I like that person, but this one down here is a bit of a problem. But then if I show resistance, then that person's going to pull and that person's going to tug. It's a messy situation, right? But that's what happens when you involve yourself and you pledge allegiance to different people. Once you pledge allegiance, you are stuck. You try pulling away, it can get a bit messy. Let's move on. Jan Martin, I hope mine worked. Shout out to Jan, good of them, and shout out to them, new viewer. True Crime, hey, catching up replay. Do you mind if I clip this and put it on my channel to spread awareness? Feel free to do so. That's welcome. Appreciate it. We got Nance here with a different profile picture. Good profile picture. They said, I hope tomorrow is a better day for you. Now get into the chopper. Shout out to Nance. Perfect timing. Not perfect, godlike timing. And that will make all the more sense later on tonight for DGen Island finale. Bombshell dropped. 11:20 p.m. UK time. 11:20 p.m. UK time. Make sure to be on the lookout for that, including you, Nance. Now, what else do we have? I love Bob. So this is a bit of a dodgy account. Don't know who it is, but they've not caused me trouble. But I can understand if other people saw it as a form of impersonation, but let's just see what they say. I don't know about that salty fella, but Bob is still treating me like garbage, as loyal of a lover as I've been. Damn you, Robbie. Bob replies, thank you, fumble nuts. So I don't know what's going on there. The Bob Farrell account here is the Bob Farrell account below. This one, okay? You see the subscribers, you see when he joined. So this is the real Bob Farrell. Move on. Kathy Waters in capital letters. He is not on YouTube and he has not done any of this. You liar. You can't even spell the word, you plum. Warlike Ref, you know you made one of him. Liar. Who is paying you? So Kathy Waters here is actually turning the tables and twisting it as if it's me that has created all this, that I was the one that created the Salty Crew YouTube channel in the first place. Kathy Waters is accusing me of going onto Fumblenut's channel and saying that I have a Class B charge upon me. Yeah, Kathy Waters is really doubling down in delusion, okay? Kathy Delusional Waters, you need to get a grip of yourself. You need to look at the evidence presented and the witness reports of other individuals and think again. But because you're so far gone psychologically, there's probably no hope. But let's just check anyway. Bob Farrell calling her a liar. Badger, Kathy Waters, no one cares what you think, you are stupid. Sorry, but someone needed to tell you because you have been deceived by your own brain. Go get mental help before your brain sucks you dry. I think what we've also got to understand on a serious note, if people think that Salty Pancakes is a little bit unhinged and possibly dangerous, we've also got to acknowledge some of his supporters, fans and followers. They could be equally dangerous as well. So all about awareness, letting other people know who is who and what they're possibly capable of, right? Damage, limitation. Hence why this is all being done now and not down the line where fake accounts start spewing out stuff in the false name of me and then it, gets misunderstood. Sketchy, simply reacting, saying damn, showing a form of disappointment, feeling, oh, why did this have to happen? Why? Kathy Waters responded back in such a defensive way. Are you kidding me? Stoney replying, sketchy is a nobody. This opinion doesn't matter. So, although I might be targeted at this moment in time and people are coming at me and people are being resistant and defensive, this is also an inner conflict and reality check that the stability within these other communities elsewhere are very thin and fragmented. The fact that sketchy neighbour creates funny edits, at times in a light-hearted way. Salty Pancakes enjoyed that aspect of it because it was aimed at Jim Terry in a sense. So there was like a common consensus there. Salty Pancakes, Bitch Boy Posse and followers and supporters also tagged along as well and supported Sketchy by watching, laughing and having a good time with him. But the moment Sketchy reacts to me with his own thoughts and emotions and ideas, the one time where Sketchy disagrees with something, okay, in the name of the Potato Pickers Pancakes group, they suddenly have a hissy fit and almost disassociate with Sketchy. So I'm sure Sketchy can think for himself and he's got his own ideas and actions to be taken next, okay? I'm sure he knows what he's doing. But this is just a smaller scale, a microcosm of the bigger problem, that it's shark-infested waters. You can align yourself with people out there, or people can align themselves with you due to a common consensus for a greater good, a greater cause. But down the line, when the cracks start showing, when you do decide to think for yourself or go against the majority opinion in that little group, they turn their backs on you. They may stab you in the back or just simply disassociate in a cold, almost psychopathic way. In a sense, emotionless. Some of them are showing emotion, though. Yeah. You get the idea, right? And it's been demonstrated at here. Sketchy, reacting, not saying too much, at least in this comment, just simply, if you interpret it like this, just this one comment by Sketchy, he could just simply be reacting to Warlike Raph, thinking, that is such a shame. I'm sorry to hear that, Raph. I'm sorry to hear what you're going through. This comment itself doesn't imply that he's supporting me 100%, nor is he supporting Pancakes, nor is he going against Pancakes, right, by this comment. But some of the Pancake hardliners, some of the Pancake viewers are instantly assuming, instantly judging Sketchy and, pointing him out and saying, no, you shouldn't be reacting like this. You shouldn't be showing any support. You shouldn't be showing any understanding. You should be listening to us. You should be on our side. You should be defending Pancakes 24/7. But because you're not, you're nothing to us. You're a nobody, as Stoney labels Sketchy. So you can see how, you know, the thin ice is present. You think you might get on well with people. You think you might have an audience or some kind of collective group, but it can easily split and be divided in a matter of seconds with the use of one word, one emoji, and then it all breaks down and everyone has a go at you. That's what's being demonstrated here in a microcosm way. Maria saying, Kathy Waters saying to Stoney, I know, I just don't know why all the lying. Once again, Kathy Waters can't spell. If she tried finding a dictionary, she'll probably find a phone book for the local plumber. Needs to unclog that mouth and improve one's vocabulary. Maria, oh, I see now what Warlight Ref means. What a coincidence. The wording, how that fake account was typing in the chats before is pretty much similar to Salty Pancakes' wording in the chat. Good catch. Definitely see why you think it could be him. Yeah, that's what clicked in my mind at the time, right? Even, you know, even before this fake account alt changed to the username and profile picture, when the Salty Crew original, you know, unaltered account showed up in my chat previous, I was thinking, oh, here we go again. Allegations thrown about, fantasizing and always referring back to the drug situation or the trafficking situation, just like how he labelled me as one. Now he's labelling Kurt Wadsworth as one. Back, forth. Erratic, uncontrollable, reckless, not thinking before speaking. It was all very similar and mirrored Pancake's own personality. Now, did anything trigger Salty Pancakes at the time to do all that? No. And as well, Stoney, just for your information, this all started because of that Salty Crew account, Salty Pancakes scenario of when he was the first one to comment and the first one to have the meltdown. And the video itself was a simple, calm, relaxed chat room, which had nothing to do with Pancakes, but he interjected himself into things, right? Now, I know people will be screeching at the top of their lungs, wondering, how can it be Pancakes? Pancakes isn't on YouTube. He doesn't exist on YouTube because he's been terminated. He's been banned. Yeah. Have you not heard of ban evading, ban evasion? Considering that some of the Pancake viewers out there are quick to call out Mr. X or Jim Terry for ban evading, they'll know what the term means, but then they suddenly act all dumb and not know what ban evading means when it comes to someone like Salty Pancakes. It's funny how people can pick and choose there. Another level of hypocrisy. Typical double standards, but there you go, that's humans for you. So, to answer Stoney's comments, as well as Kathy Waters, when it comes to Salty Pancakes, all Salty Pancakes has to do in order to have another YouTube account is to create one under a different email which isn't the same email as the one that was under those banned accounts. It just wouldn't work there. Use a different email, create a different account on YouTube, and then voila, there you are, you're back up and running. But obviously, if YouTube catches wind of it, what you've done, you get into further trouble. Look at Doug from No Thanks. He was supposedly trying to do some appeal with his terminated account, banned account at the time, but he linked the wrong email, the other email being to do with his YouTube channel, other YouTube channel. YouTube received that and realised, oh, so he's also got another YouTube channel under a different email at the time of being banned and terminated on his main account and email. Ban evading. And that was like the final nail in the coffin for Doug. No thanks. So it happened to him there, right? So other people have demonstrated it, right? The same can apply to Pancakes. And this is the thing, people may say, yeah, but Pancakes never said anything about this. Pancakes said directly that he's got no part, or, you know, he's not done anything like this. It's easy to say to someone that you haven't done something when maybe you have, right? He's lied before in the past, and we'll bring that up later on. Just make sure you're listening and waiting. What does Stoney say? What do you mean you don't understand the lying? Bah ha ha. That every mother beep creator on YouTube. Once again, liars can suck. Okay, inappropriate words there. Liars never, ever, ever prosper. Well, why is your channel such a dead-end channel then? I mean, if you go on Stoney's channel, all it is shorts of comments and replies, and that's about it. No actual content. Because let's just reiterate another reality check. Whether Pancakes is involved or not in discussions, Jim Terry, Mr. X, Ty Corbyn, anyone else in between, Sparkle, Rainbow, Melon, whatever you call it. I'm covering the Dylan Rounds case. I've created 340 videos about it. I've made more sense of the case than maybe what other people have done. I've cleared up significantly more mess created by other YouTubers out there, or ex-YouTubers. That's another reality check. But in all of that, Kathy Waters, has Kathy Waters contributed to the Dylan Rounds case? No. Has Kathy Waters covered videos documenting stuff and trying to make sense and solve the case and keep it alive? No. Stoney, have you contributed in the Dylan Rounds case besides interjecting yourself in the chat of my live video premieres, whinging and whining, moaning and bitching about other stuff in the background when we're trying to have a valid conversation about the Dylan Rounds case? No. Just about all your videos aren't about Dylan Rounds. Right? So you've not contributed to the case. All talk, no action with the case. No attempt, no trying. Disappointing, once again. Stoney, you keep disappointing me. It really is unfortunate. Kathy Waters, I never really saw anything positive with her to begin with. Because from the get-go, she was snappy, defensive, and yeah, there can be people in the chat right here, right now that will say, oh, don't mess with Kathy Waters, the southern crocodile or alligator, she'll snap right at you. Maybe Wheatleby reiterated those lines at one point. Yeah, maybe. In a fun setting and a light-hearted way, yeah, bit of an attitude, bit of a fiery temper, okay. But when there's serious moments and times, and that's still demonstrated, it becomes a little bit unnecessary, okay? You need to maintain a little bit more focus, okay? Hopefully you can understand that. For those that support Kathy Waters, hopefully you can understand it from different perspectives, okay? So really the only pattern is only 2 pancake pickers showing up at the moment. Not many, is it? Considering Pancakes has a strong, loyal fan base, up to now only 2 or 3 people have shown up defending him. Not looking too good. But I'm glad. And let me just say one thing once again, or what I should be saying now. Shout out to all the Pancake viewers for commenting, whether it be Kathy Waters, Stoney, American Honey, and anyone else. Shout out to them for at least commenting on this video and sharing their thoughts and ideas. Although there might not be the most pleasant things to see, few words thrown about, oh well, at least they were honest. Straight to the point, no messing about, right? But it's a shame it wasn't demonstrated earlier on. See, this is the reality once again. Over time, when I've analysed humans, I've come across people that could relate or could be the same as me, and then down the line, they're nothing like me. I've come across people that may appear nice or somewhat neutral, then down the line, they show their true colours. This is just, once again, another normal thing in my life when I come across people like this, okay? Maybe for other people, it seems weird, it seems messed up, but to me, not much surprises me. If I can get screwed over by a best friend in the past who I knew for 11 years in real life, and they psychologically bully me in a matter of a few days, 11 years gone to waste, like that, pushed away, lone wolf, okay? Something like that happens at a younger age. Wow, that's messed up. This is nothing compared to it, so it's not as bad. Still disappointing, but it is what it is. Let's continue the comments. Apologies if anyone finds this video boring, but, you know, I can't be doing all the funny voices or accents because it doesn't seem appropriate at this moment in time, okay? Anything else? Jess, once again, Stony. Nice try, not salty. Check people that support you. You got loads of shady Fs in here. Salty's not on YouTube, morons. You're saying that Salty isn't on YouTube. Is that because he's told you he's not on YouTube? Have you ever thought that maybe a person might lie at times? Take that into consideration. Kat saying their Patsy needs to do their homework. Patsy, or do you mean pasty because I look pale? Whichever. They can't even make the screen names match. Can't make the screen names match. Well, how can you match the screen names if you're doing a before and after comparison of what it originally was worded as and now what it's worded as now? Of course, it's not going to look the same because it has been changed and altered with. But besides the username changing, which is obvious, and the profile picture, the message itself remained the same. Take in mind that you had to get a screenshot from the latest chat of what it appears now and an archived photo back then of the same exact chat. Put it side by side, try and fit it into the proportion and aspect ratio. Align it with one another. And that's what it is. A screenshot from before and after within the same chat, same video. The only thing that's changed is the original screenshot was at a time when the person didn't alter their username or profile picture. And now present time, they've changed it since. Username, profile picture changes, but the actual comment on live chat replay never changes, okay? Live chat replay is a form of archiving conversations from live streams or live premieres. So it is very useful, okay? Maybe at times when those are caught out or supporters find out their leader's been caught out, they go into a spiral of denial and worry. What happens next, maybe? Jess saying, really? They just assume and then they make a whole new show looking so dumb because they way off. It cracks me up. So many untrustworthy people on this channel that love fake accounts. Don't be fooled because they support you. So Stony says there are so many untrustworthy people on YouTube, yet Stony was the one that revealed a private conversation between me and her onto her YouTube channel. Isn't that a demonstration of being untrustworthy? Going behind one's back, not telling them that you're going to post it online public. That's untrustworthy. And Stony is calling others out for being untrustworthy when she is herself. You know, once again, hypocrite. A bit pathetic, if you think about it. Anything else? Stony also says, really, they just assume shit. Assuming this, assuming that. Then explain to me why Pancakes is labelling everyone left, right and centre a trafficker and much worse. Just assuming that this person's a trafficker, assuming that person takes alcohol. I mean, being realistic, if Salty Pancakes was to call Stony out for being some kind of drug user, might be the only time when he actually is accurate and hits a nail on the head. You see what I'm saying? Yes, we can talk about people's past, right? End of the day, there's a lot of humans, well, not a lot, there's a fair few, there's a couple, you know, let's not use percentages, but there's a fair few out there, around here and there, that might have a criminal background, some kind of history with the police, getting in trouble, substance use, substance overuse, whatever, right? And they're all talk. Did they have a leg to stand on themselves? I don't think so, okay? Talk about what's acceptable and what isn't, good behaviour, bad behaviour, and yet they, you know, have done it themselves. Hypocrites. I said, when people become hypocrites, you can't take them serious. You know, how are you supposed to have a formal conversation with someone like that? It just doesn't work, right? But let's just continue through this because, you know, we've got all these comments to get through. Let's not dilly-dally around too much. American Honey. So finally we got American Honey. Now, I don't know what that profile picture is, but I'm not going to click on it. I said, shout out to American Honey. It might be the one comment out of this which isn't too defensive. American Honey says, well, I'm going to get trashed, but I don't believe that the account was ever Salty's. Actually, Salty's. I am a tree. So, reality is, American Honey is showing her support towards pancakes, but she isn't getting nasty with me. She doesn't want to cause trouble, but she is, you know, understanding that she could receive trouble just because of who she looks up to and supports, but she is willing to share her thoughts public at the cost of being attacked, which shows loyalty, consistency with pancakes, right? A very good example of an individual, arguably a good person, but in the eyes of some, on the wrong side. But it is where it is. Check the replies. Kathy Waters. American Honey, Warlight Raf just trid to trash Salty. Trid, you mean tried. Come on, Kathy Waters, get your dictionary out, please. Warlight Raf is a liar. No, you mean liar with an A. Get it right and spell correctly. They can trash me or not. Salty does not have a YouTube channel, so he can be breaking TOS. Simply lied. Right, so Kathy Waters has actually slipped up on her words right here. If you read it as it is worded, she's basically admitted that he has done what he's done. Look what she says. Salty does not have a YouTube channel, so he can be breaking TOS. He can be breaking TOS. Now, I know that Kathy Waters meant to say, so he can't be breaking TOS if he doesn't have a YouTube channel. But do you understand the language and wording, how when you read it like this, it can mean something else? And then it can be twisted and turned. But I'm not going to do that. It's not necessary. It's not natural. Kathy Waters has appalling grammar. Kathy Waters' spelling is abysmal. It's very disappointing. It's truly pathetic. You might be very emotional right now. You might be typing in capital letters. But if that's the case, try and present yourself a little bit better because you're making a complete joke of yourself, Kathy Waters. You need to get a grip. I feel at this rate your parrot has more stability over itself than you as a person, right? I feel sorry for that parrot. Anyway. Stony, this whole channel is full of shit, bullshit, phony ass people. So there you go, ladies. So basically, although Stony hasn't been around in recent time, Stony is basically throwing everyone under the bus who watches my videos, including those in the past in which Stony got on well with. In the past, Stony had a good time with Wes Stump, Maria Moshano, Ashley, maybe Indiana, etc. And yet now Stony is calling them all bullshitters, etc. So Stony, besides being a bit reckless, being a bit of a hypocrite, calling others out for being untrustworthy, when she's been untrustworthy herself by revealing this and revealing that behind one's back, on top of throwing everyone else under the bus who she got on well with in the past and now suddenly calling them all out, as well as being friends or getting on well with Sketchy, but the moment Sketchy decides to share a different opinion, she throws him under the bus and disassociates with him. That's not good. Do you understand, Jess? Do you understand, Stony, that this erratic behaviour can lead to you yourself as a person pushing people away from you or vice versa? If you ever complain down the line, why is this like that? Why are these people like this? Maybe because of you, your attitude. Maybe. What else do we have here? Psycho Fox. He can make a new channel, or many. It's pretty easy, even if you get banned. Hell, I've gotten banned before, like 12 years ago, had a huge music channel, one of the top on YouTube, but I had too many copyright strikes and I just made a new account and stayed out of the trouble. I'm just saying, he might not be on YouTube openly, but behind the scenes, he's likely made other accounts. If you have multiple emails, then you can make several if you wanted. Shout out to Psycho Fox. This is a perfect comment of balance. He's not saying Salty Pancakes is 100% responsible, but at the same time, he's not saying that Warlike Raf is 100% a liar. Psycho Fox is giving an understanding, a point of view from his own experience, in which he's also created alternative accounts to get away from the trouble and to still have opportunities to be able to use YouTube and comment elsewhere without getting involved in the trouble no more. So Psycho Fox understands that Pancakes, in the same situation of getting in trouble and being banned, could well do the same thing because Psycho Fox did it himself or herself. Shout out to Psycho Fox, a balanced comment, easy to read, easy to understand. It's good of this individual. Sketchy, saying, no one going to attack you for not believing it's him. You have a right to believe what you want, but when I got a message about it, my first thought was it's not him. I even questioned Raf how he could be so sure. I did my own research and found you. Me and Exposing were all in the chat with that account, all interacting. We were all calling him Salty, and if it weren't him, then why didn't you or Exposing call out someone pretending to be him? It just doesn't make any sense. The truth normally makes most sense. I don't understand not owning up to it though. It's really not a big deal, and I don't get why Stoney attacks people over a lie. This is the reality, okay? What Sketchy says is the case. I'm going to give you another reality check. Majority of people, majority of viewers that watch my channel, majority of regular viewers in which other people out there could highlight as, well, those people are going to be biased towards Warlike Raf. That's not the case. Majority of people I informed about regarding this issue of an impersonation account, the majority of those people questioned me. Did I get defensive? No, it's fine, it's normal. But my own viewers, my own regular viewers even questioned me. And that is very good. It showed people aren't brainwashed. It showed that people could still think for themselves and still, have a different opinion to me. That people followed through with the correct, appropriate chain of thoughts by questioning me. Warlike Raf, you say what you say, but do you have proof? Can you prove it? My own viewers doubting me in a sense. Now, that is not a criticism. That is a positive. I acknowledge and appreciate all the people that questioned me about it, because it showed that people can think for themselves, aren't brainwashed, and are not robots or yes men. So what did I do in response? Well, I just simply said, well, don't worry. I've got an explanation video coming out. Here you go. Take it in. Let me know your thoughts. And then they were like, oh yeah, I understand it now. You get what I'm saying? If we talked about a different scenario, that scenario being, let's say, I've got loyal people around me, and then I say to them, hey, that person just attacked me, or that person called me out for this or that, or accused me of that. And let's say all the people around me, without even questioning or asking for proof, sided with me. That would be unnatural. That would be a level of brainwashing, but they look up and listen to every word I say and never question anything. That isn't natural. That's brainwashing. That's what's happened elsewhere. Hence why you get these little bitch boy posse groups out there. It just goes to show how natural and controlled everything is here. It's all under control and mostly natural as well. So, just to reiterate, what I said before was not critiquing my viewers, not critiquing the regular people that watch my videos. To all those, you reacted and responded perfectly the correct way by questioning, because you always have to question with stuff. Just like with cases, just like with mysteries, questioning, and then receive an answer, then come to a final judgment. That is the formal procedure. But that does not exist on other channels, does it? Anyway, what does Jess have to say in response to Sketchy? Because I wasn't in Fumble's chat. I'm not attacking, I'm defending. Why are you in so many affairs, Sketchy? I strongly believe it's not him, and you are the biggest liar of them all, Sketchy. How do you know for sure it's Salty? Because no one responded with a, no, it's not him. Sounds like a bunch of BS. That's what we all are basing this on. Lol, so glad it's YouTube and not the court of law. How you all lie to target one person, lol. Right, so besides Stoney being very confident beforehand and Kathy Waters now they're kind of backtracking and saying, well, it's just my opinion. It's just what I believe in. So I was the one to present evidence to highlight who's responsible. People like Stoney or Kathy Waters respond back disagreeing and saying it's false, it's a lie. Well, come on then. Where's your proof? Where's your video footage? Where's your evidence? It's okay to respond back to, other evidence and say, well, I disagree, it's not the case, it's a lie. Well, provide your own hard material, your own hard evidence to counter my evidence. That hasn't happened, besides you whinging and whining. Not good, is it? And, it wouldn't surprise me if people out there go off to Pancakes and ask him personally and then run back like a little royal squire and say, well, Pancakes said he didn't do it, so that means he didn't do it. It's not enough evidence. It's not strong enough. Like, when it comes to the Kenny Veach M Cave missing person mystery, I've provided evidence there to suggest and highlight that Kenny Veach is still alive. And there's been countless people over time that have denied it or gone against it and, showed resistance, but really not one of them presented counter evidence besides words, and that was all. What I'm seeing back then is what I'm seeing here. No change. Disappointing once again with humans. Is it a matter of IQ at the end of the day? No. No. There's something else going wrong, psychologically. Anyway, what do we have here? Anything else? So Jess keeps contradicting herself. Not a good look. Sketchy saying, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was him. Might as well just admit it. You got caught. It's not the end of the world. Red Rose. Some have been keeping track on MSG since he decided to insert himself in Montello after getting jealous of all the money and views Doug was getting. It's really sick and not right at all. Kathy Waters. Are you kidding me? This is sick. How could you say that? Jess. Oh, Sketchy knows this because he has facts. Shut the F up. Maybe it's Sketchy going under you, Warlight Raff. This person has been shady since day one. F off, Sketchy. So once again, Jess, once again, Stoney is contradicting herself, calling me out for assuming this and assuming that, for lying and making accusations, and yet all of a sudden now, Stoney is pinning the blame on Sketchy, saying it's probably him. So Stoney, what you called me out for, you're demonstrating in the same breath, in the same sentence. You really are contradicting yourself here. This is truly embarrassing. Wow. Anything else? Replying to Red Rose. Stoney says, and you have receipts of all those accusations. Everyone is so involved in these things they know nothing about. Mind your own business. Sketchy, is this your dirty talk? Oh, no, far from it. No, it's you're frustrating me with nonsense, crap talks, like me still. The thing is with Stoney, she had a bit of a dodgy fantasy in the past going about spreading it that Stoney was marrying Warlike Wrath. You see how all these weird fantasies come from? Who else had fantasies? Well, Pancakes with the wig scenario and criminal underworld gangs operating in the background. You see how people tie themselves together in associations with these weird fantasies? Let's move on. Sketchy. That same account was interacting with people in Fumble's chat, even the Salty crew, and no one thought to say, hey, that's not Salty. Salty likes to troll as much as I do. Who really cares? Red Rose. Some of us aren't like these narcissistic, vile monsters, nor will ever forget the hidden videos. Then they've been there for a minute again, and all the games and evil crap they did do and still do. If you chose to be mind-effed, that's your choice. But many of us have and still do witness everything. We are the ones who watch to sort the BS from the facts, only because we care and admire Dylan Rounds for the very unique young man he truly was, and wasn't him home to rest in peace. Injustice to be served, awareness, his name to never be forgotten. It's crazy how hard some of you will defend, yet never notice the whole picture, especially late into the last months. I care about everyone who hasn't seen the whole web of targets. He was copied by Jim and Mark. Just because one buys friends and the other robs for all of their narcissistic supply to keep their fragile ego puffed up. Just because you don't agree with even evidence you're looking right at in this live stream doesn't mean I have to agree with you either. Jess saying, not saying he never did. Yes, when he was on YouTube, possibly. Don't misconstrue this convo, but it wasn't him on this recent accusation. Now, sketchy, if you admit to doing stupid doesn't mean others are doing it, but the new crowd that's kissing, and with apologies, that you surround yourself around are the ones more capable. Look, Cookie, I defend people that are being wrongly accused. You should take a peek around you. So, okay. So, Stoney, you say that you defend people that you feel are being wrongly accused, then why weren't you defending me at the time when Pancakes labelled me a child trafficker? Is that because you yourself thought that I was one? See, you know, we can get all clever and fancy with wording and stuff, but let's just use basic language here. You've, you know, been a hypocrite once again. Anything else? So, Stoney says, not saying he never did. Yes, when he was on YouTube, possibly. So, what Stoney is trying to do here is wiggle her way out with certain wording, kind of like what Zavgirl did with the autopsy photos, putting a bit of a spin on it, right? Well, it's not worked. So, in a sense, Stoney is acknowledging that Pancakes has done stuff in the past, but on this occasion, he hasn't. But, you know, when you look at it in general, certain times people can reoffend and just keep redoing what they've done in the past, and we've kind of seen that in a sense. In general. When it comes to Salty Pancakes, with the additional evidence provided and the text, the conversations, the wording, the language used, very similar, mirroring, portraying Pancakes himself. Then for outsiders that don't really know me, for them to acknowledge that they were talking to Pancakes in Fumblenut's chat, just because Stoney wasn't there, but others were, they saw it. So if Stoney was present in Fumblenut's chat at the time, would you have a different opinion? I don't know. Sometimes, though, it does get to that point where no matter how much evidence you provide to someone, if they've got the head so far shoved up the rear end that they just won't hear or, you know, hear it out. So a lost cause in a sense. But yeah, Stoney is trying to use some fancy wording and language here, but it's just not working. Cat. Let someone slander you, then ask that. Trust me, it will happen if you stay around long enough. Good day. See, I've been slandered left, right and centre, so I've got a decent idea. And the thing is, 99, well, I can't say 99, it sounds silly that, 100% of the time when people have slandered me, they've never provided evidence. Never. So, a bit silly, isn't it? Yeah, when I suggest something, when I say something, I provide material behind it, whether it be a case, an event, or a particular person. An attempt is made, effort is put in. Well, these people, then, aren't doing the same. Anything else? sketchy. How is it slander? The account was in chats with Salty's wife and crew. Why did they not point out that it's not him? The account sent links to his upcoming Rumble streams. How's that possible? I don't understand what is slanderous, for real. Fair point, fair point. Psychic Fox, exposing truth, Salty3 and Cafe Waters are fake accounts. Look at their join dates, April 2023. It's also the same person behind both accounts as they are saying the exact same thing. Exposing truth, K. So, don't know what that means unless someone left a comment and then deleted it afterwards. Lone Wolf. Well, most of us can tell it's not you. Well, that's good to know. To be honest, if we wanted to return back as well, the bit where it says Psychic Fox saying that if Cafe Waters are fake accounts, DN9RV, where's the Cafe Waters? So they're saying that this Cafe Waters one is fake as well. But then again, there is another Cafe Waters account on Bob's channel that left a comment, and it was created in 2014, and they were saying, oh, Bob, don't tell them about my parrot being pregnant with you or something. Is that something Cafe Waters would say? All I've ever seen is Cafe Waters typing in capital letters like this, and Cafe Waters being a little bit unpredictable at times as when she's going to snap and change in personality. It seems more realistic of Cafe than the other account does. Okay? Fight this until you have thrown him off YouTube. I don't have to fight it too much when he's thrown himself off of YouTube due to his own silly behaviour. Okay? All I'm doing is just defending myself and spreading awareness to prevent any long-term damage. As of course I've witnessed it in the past during that wave of fake accounts who, you know, could have been anyone responsible. The more I look back at it now, could have been Pancakes, right? If Stoney is saying that on this occasion Pancakes isn't responsible, but, you know, he could have been in the past, then you could say that, okay, what I experienced in the past was because of Pancakes then, even though at the time I didn't say it was him. But Stoney kind of acknowledges that it could be. So she's kind of gone back on her words and also thrown Pancakes under the bus in a sense. Wow, it's very unstable, isn't it? Glenn, let me know your thoughts, Glenn. Calvi, hi, isn't on YouTube. Oh, you mean he isn't on YouTube anymore. That's a fraud. Probably Jim and Mark, Rob or Bob. Once again, Calvi, welcome to the channel. New person popping on in, might be temporary, don't blame you. So, why are you saying this? Is it because Pancakes has told you this? You know? I mean, there is always that possibility, like I said earlier on, right? If you get banned, if you get terminated, different account, different email, it works. It will work. So Pancakes can do that, right? Simple as. Joe, it's definitely him, no doubt. Cluckers, shocked. Legion of Doomski, ha ha ha, we don't know what Salty does or harasses, but we do know Jimmy and his brother, Mark, are now for using fake alts to stir up drama constantly, ha 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 ha. Take those off, chinless head. I mean, stirring this and stirring that, sometimes it's just giving other people opportunities to create videos which, like, why are you helping people to make other videos and stuff? Yeah, it's very silly of people. Cafe Waters, it's not, I repeat, not Salty. Ty Corbin responding, fake account, I repeat, fake account. Now, Ty Corbin, are you calling Cafe Waters a fake account or are you calling Salty Pancakes a fake account? Bob saying liar, liar, liar. Cowgirl Sally, right Cafe. Badger, drowned, please. Face down in the pond too long. No wonder why the face is bloated and looks like a head of a potato. I see. Smith and Wesson, do you? You are the accuser. You're the one that has to prove it. So this is the other Cafe Waters account. Yeah, this is the other Cafe3 account. You see the parrot? Now, this person as well doesn't seem to understand or agree supporting pancakes. So while some people out there could be saying, well, you got a fake Cafe3 account here and there, and this one might be the real one. Why is the username changed itself? Joined 9 years ago. This person still doesn't agree and still shows resistance. So the fake Cafe3 account shows resistance. The real Cafe3 account shows resistance. There's no difference, right? This person saying, you just lost a subscriber. I remember that. Oh, well. I can see how they would be because we thought this, you have no show. You have no show. I have no show. Said by the person who looks up to someone that's been terminated from YouTube who hasn't got an account on YouTube no more. You absolute plum. Get a grip. Right. Badger, if you only had a brain. Cat, more importantly, do you have proof? More importantly, do you have proof? So basically, I've provided proof. Cat doesn't agree with it. I ask Cat, do you have proof? And they refer back to deflection, like Zavgirl, asking me if I have proof. I have provided proof, you have not. Instead, you've asked me to prove it further. Why can't you provide a bit of proof yourself? Is it because you just don't have any? I've not seen any hard physical evidence by you. I've not seen any contribution by you in the Dylan Rounds case. Just another almost default profile. Bit pathetic. Bit embarrassing. If I'll be honest with you. Disappointing. I don't know who Cat is. Never come across them before. But I sense, probably from Pancake's channel, coming on in only now because of what's gone on. So either Cat failed to bother watching the video, wouldn't surprise me, or they're trying to spin it as a form of deflection because they themselves don't really have much proof. Bungie. Well, I would say copying is the most sincere form of flattery, but not here. It's the same account, but who is behind it? This could be literally be anyone and has been done to you in the past, as you mentioned. True. You could argue whoever did it back then could be doing it now, and vice versa. Quite literally, very soon after the account was made, I checked and it was the same bad actor every time, the name and picture changing. There's more. People have their quirks, you can see it easily if you want to. Are you YouTube illiterate? Asking for a friend. Their patterns of behaviour and wording mirror between their real accounts and alt accounts. Simple as that. The thing is, not everyone is on the same levels of awareness and perception, right? Not everyone can think for themselves. Not everyone can think to a higher degree, right? So people will be a bit slow at understanding. Others just don't have a chance. Sketchy. Damn, Warlike Wrath. Think you started a war. Maybe. When I woke up this morning, I believe it was this morning, the amount of notifications I had on YouTube was at 202, I think. About 202 notification messages from YouTube with the people chatting and responding. Bobby, you're not the only one. I follow another creator and they've had the same issues on their account. It's weird. What's going on? What's wrong with these people? They need constant, they need constant attention, and the fools who feel they are cultly together freely send these jerks content for free. They thrive off it. They see it as all in fun, never caring a bit about who gets hurt. Reality is, these degenerates out there, the only time when, you know, reality will click with them is where they themselves or a family member or a friend gets hurt in some way. Then suddenly crocodile tears come on. Oh no, how could this happen? It's like, oh, you only care now because it's happened to you, but not back then. There you go, that's a bit typical of humans once again. Kind of like when you get humans out there that will tell someone to jump off a bridge just like that casually, but the moment their brother, sister, or father, daughter, whatever, ends up saying, oh, I feel a bit suicidal, they're suddenly like, no, don't do it, no, please don't. Oh, so you tell everyone else to jump, but not someone you're related to or friends with. Kind of picking and choosing there, isn't it? A bit one-sided. Typical. Anything else? I know you would never say anything mean or whatever. I know the difference. I'm sorry this is happening to you. Shout out to Bobby for understanding and for being a new viewer from the looks of it. Sketchy. I don't know why people act like he would never do that. Salty likes to troll just as much as I do. Hey Sketchy, you're working hard and clever. I have a lot of respect for you, Sketchy, says Lacey. You are able to keep it real and be cool about it. Credibility is very valuable. Yes, how Sketchy is on our own channel, very for real, Sketchy AF in other channels' chats. Confluence, replay crew. Adele, a star, double star, shout out to Adele. Pam, thank you, checked it out, nothing was there, then the profile account. Yeah, so regarding that issue, but I'll try and provide a link down below in the pinned comment section, an alternative form, mobile link, PC link, and see if it works that way. And then we go from there again. Jana Cooper, getting involved with any of those creators is not healthy or smart. I understand posting a disclaimer, but after this, not uttering their names on YouTube is really the way to go. They actually have the, whatever that is. The thing is, Jana Cooper, when this all kicked off, not once was I referring to pancakes. It was a chat room with photos of nature, plants, dark photos, tunnels, that type of stuff. Pancakes interjected himself and started talking a lot of, you know, beep. So, started it. Okay. Just got to set the record straight as I go along so it doesn't get misunderstood. Okay. You know, the smart thing to do this, the smart thing to do that, smart thing to do this and that, this and that. It can all be subjective at the end of the day. I think the reality is, though, to be able to cover it, but also balance it with everything else and have a short burst of tension in chat, but long term, it's somewhat healthy. That's healthy, right? But not many people can do that. So it's probably hard to imagine, but it can be done here and it has been demonstrated. Bob Farrell, isn't this so much fun? Warlike, I love when people do this stuff. Don't think that all of these people come here and watch you are your friends. Most of them are two-faced. But you have done this way longer than me, but keep up screwing with them like I do. I mean, the reality is, Bob, over the course of time, there would have been a couple of people who have been two-faced, like Stoney, and maybe a few others in between. But reality is, it isn't the end of the world, okay? There can be two-faced, there can be knobs, they can act out, they can do this and that. I just continue forwards, cover a case and spread awareness. If those two-faced fake people present around wherever they are, you know, they do what they need to do and go where they need to go, right? As long as it doesn't truly disrupt the key coverage of a case, then yeah, it's just one of it is what it is. But when it becomes an obstacle, a roadblock, then we do have a problem, okay? And when we do have a problem, it needs to be sorted. And in some way or another, it will be sorted and it will be under control, okay? Responses. You enjoy harassing people, don't you, Bob? Bob, what are you saying? You know this baby is your? Don't know what that person's talking about here. Now, this person changed their username from Kathy Waters to someone else because they've seen the fake impersonation account of Kathy Waters. I mean, the thing is, as I said, you might get fake accounts here and there, but even though there might be different people, they all think the same way. Showing resistance, defensiveness, looking up to pancakes. So, yeah, it's pretty common sense. What else do we have? Bob Farrell, Kathy Waters is in love with Salty. She is having his baby very soon. They are drinking beer together right now and laughing at you. You have a serious brain issue. Get that checked out, Bob. Cat, wow, Bob. I wish I could have met you when you were an adult and had a morsel of integrity. Bob, me too. This person, Bob, you stop lying. You know this baby is your baby. What the hell? Jess, oh my god, Bob is pathetic AF. Nice comment. See, people like this make you feel YouTube has gone wild with morons that try very hard to be relevant. I mean, Stoney, I think you've tried yourself, haven't you, when you had that long-term obsession back and forth with Bella V. Constantly back and forth. No, I don't know who was truly in the wrong at the end of it, but it went on for some time, and I think it's still ongoing. From sitting on the same bed as Bella V in real life to then, you know, being at each other's throats. Its own drama show, right? So, well, Stoney tries to attempt the moral high ground. She comes tumbling down straight after, because she's got her own experiences with trouble and drama. Congratulations, well done. So, don't know what Kathy Waters is doing here, or maybe we've got a Kathy and Axel ginger situation, but without the ginger. Kathy and Axel, a female, well, supposedly a female, supposedly a human, and then an alt account which is set up by her, and the messages are by her, but it's kind of fantasized in the sense of it being the cat, Axel. That she refers to her cat as a child, which is very arguably odd. Yeah. So we're getting the same situation here where you've got Kathy Waters and then Kathy Waters' parrot account. You got these people out here saying that YouTube's going downhill and it's getting all a bit wild and crazy, and yet look at you creating alt accounts in the name of an animal that you're pretending to be, like some kind of puppet master. What are you on? Actually, don't really need to know what you're on. Right. Let's move forwards. Cowgirl Sally. He is such a piece of work. You mean pancakes, I assume. Smooth Fishing. I tried reporting it, but it says Walleye Raft doesn't exist. Well, we'll provide a link down below in the comments to try and fix that, okay? Badger Life. Sick. Beep. Hope he enjoys court surprises on the 19th. Perfect timing, Raf. I'm forwarding the screenshots to the DA for Salty's hearing on the 19th. Perfect proof. And please report it yourself to the Orem, Utah Police. 58 Iceberg. I went to send you a message on Instagram. It would have gone to the fake account. This isn't funny stuff. Right. So you're telling me, Iceberg, that there is a fake Warlike Raf account on Instagram now. I see. Well, I replied back to your last message, whenever that was. Feel free to check it out and let me know if you received it, Ellen, okay? Christy, it's not bad news, it's good news. Shows that they have too much time, no life, and are jealous of you. Imagine the stupidity of one who created such an account of me, going to other channels, swearing and insulting people for no reason, and I'm like a nobody. Imagine how frustrated they must be. Right, we've got an important comment here by Lacey H. Everybody in the chat, more so the lurkers in the background and those of Pancakes viewers, supporters, listen up. Let's see what we've got here. Lacey H says, I went back and watched that live chat. All comments were addressed to Salty on the fake Warlike Ref account. The account, which was Salty Crew during live stream, tells everyone in the chat that they will be doing a members only live on Rumble and send the link out through locals. How did no one, not even Salty's girlfriend, who is a mod and was commenting at the same time, not notice someone was impersonating him, if that was the case? The excuse of her being blocked cannot be used because when you are a mod, you can see everyone in the chat, even those that have you blocked. There we go. Surely someone would have noticed it was a fake Salty account. Also, if there is a members only live on his Rumble going over the court documents, that only further confirms it is Salty impersonating Warlike Raf. So, let me know your thoughts in the chat. The way Lacey H has constructed this is very clear and well said by Lacey. Shout out to her. Comments, replies, sketchy. Yeah, I was saying that to them too. Like, why the hell didn't you mention that it's not him when we were all at Fumbles chatting in live chat with him? I'm sick of all the lying. Yeah, so For even the people that might be on the fence about this, thinking, well, there's no proof or it's not enough proof to suggest this, that yes, it is a fake account, then why are you people perfectly fine with communicating with this supposed fake account back then on Fumblenuts? Yeah? You start slipping up, start thinking, I don't know what to believe anymore. Lies upon lies upon lies upon lies. And it didn't supposedly originate from me. Others. So, for some people out there, you kind of done it to yourself, created this mess. Congratulations. But yeah, sketchy, understanding and agreeing with Lacey H. Fair enough. Watching the drama. I agree with your observations and lol at Salty's girlfriend exposing truth. Tree. She suddenly deleted all her BS lies. Here. Ah, right. So that comment, what we saw earlier, where the person said K with a wonky face, was responding back to Salty's girlfriend, in which Salty's girlfriend, called exposing truth, deleted all her comments on my chat comment section. Why? Why would you go back on your own words, whatever was said? Now, I didn't see them at the time, unfortunately, okay? But did they delete them because they realised they made a mistake? Gone back on their own words? It's not like a good look, is it? Anyway, anything else? Trying to deny it was her boyfriend, Salty, Michael behind the account. Nobody was buying her excuses and lies except for the clueless, lonely women who blindly follow him. Maybe exposing truth should change her handle to exposed liar 666. Maybe not the 666 because that's my tag. I'm joking. She's a total enabler of Salty's lying narcissistic personality disorder. Lacey responds, I mentioned that under his girlfriend's comment and she ended up removing all of the comments after denying it. Same, I'm tired of the lies. I'd rather people just own up to it. It makes it so much worse when you lie. I'm glad to be helpful. Shout out to Lacey, of course. Good individual. As well, Lacey H is one of the catalysts for documenting Salty Pancakes lies from the past when it comes to having, or at the time having, alternative accounts on YouTube, when Pancake said he didn't, yet he did. And he was telling his audience, his fan base, that Salty Pancakes, his main channel at the time, was the only one he had. But Bezoit, if that's how you say it, and Jake the Snake were his alternative accounts. At a later point, or earlier on, he actually did a live stream in which he signed out and signed in under those two other accounts which were present on screen, documented. Yeah, so he lied. Back then, he lied to his audience, and some of his audience were silly enough to fall for it. Lies can, build upon lies, and reoffend over and over again like one's criminal history. With all this reoffending, with all this repetitive behaviour, is any surprise to why it's happened again here? Anyway, Sketchy says, yeah, like who the hell cares? A lot of us troll, you get caught red-handed, just admit it and say, Raf, it's not a big deal. People make it a big deal when they lie and attack people defending the truth. That's goofy. Right, so Sketchy saying it's not a big deal here. Well, we'll be addressing that as well very shortly. Lacey H, she's well aware of the things he's done. Not the first time he's done it, and probably not the last. It's insulting to deny something that is very obviously true. He believes everyone is either too stupid to realise or that he should be excused for his behaviour. I don't like it. Right, we're coming towards the end now, don't worry. Norma, how is it possible if his/that channel is banned, it shouldn't be able to operate under any name? Well, what you can do, Norma, if you weren't aware, you can create a new account, YouTube account, Google account, under a different email and get away with it, and it works. Other people have done it, right? So it's possible. Watching the Drama says, Salty Pancakes Michael Irma also flat out lied and denied that he wasn't trolling under Bezoit. Lacey H made a great video calling him out. Salty gets totally triggered and unhinged in the video. Lacey shows screenshots proving Michael Irma was Bezoit, who was acting like a predator, doxing and harassing people online, including their kids. And there's the link to it. If you want to check it out, feel free to do so. I wanted to add that Lacey also posted a screen capture of Salty's other troll accounts that he accidentally flashed. So what I will be doing is, if possible, forwarding these links onto this video down below in the comment section if you wish to check them out. It'll all be in the pinned comment section, and I'll do my best to make it easily arrangeable for you to be able to see it all and check them out for research purposes, okay? Spout now, cry later, busted. This account, I can see how they would be because we thought this you have no show. Right, still illiterate. No different to the other account. Angelina Jones, your channel has also been hacked. Could not report him because it shows your channel does not exist. Well, you got to make sure you use the correct link, okay? Saying that I have been hacked. I have not been hacked. Not at all. Oh yeah, one other thing, okay? Just to highlight. I believe it only applies to other people when they're doing it on behalf of someone else, okay? Just so everyone's listening. When you do report a user, a channel out there under this is impersonating someone else and you select that option, I guess it also requires a link to the original channel, right? So basically, if you are in a position of where you're going to report someone for impersonation, you click that, then it says, which option? Is it impersonating you or somebody else? You would select somebody else, right? Because it's to do with me and not you. Then I guess it gives you the option of provide the link, channel link to the account, which is doing the impersonation, and then provide a link to the channel of the original individual that's caught up in this all, me, okay? It should be easy to get hold of URL links. When you go on the different, accounts, the different channels, right, the top screen and the taskbar up there, top left, it should give the HTTPS, whatever. That's like the link, what you can copy and paste. Now, in the past, just so people are aware, when it came to going to the About section, right? Do you know when you go to the About section of a channel, sometimes there's an option there to share the link of the channel. That's an alternative, but it doesn't always work. In the past, when I was doing the YouTube support, trying to contact them, they asked me to get my URL link of my channel. So I went onto my channel, I went to the About section and clicked share, which then copied a link, which I thought was to my channel, then posted it in the box to YouTube. And then they said, sorry, we couldn't get a hold of you. You provided the wrong link. So then what I had to do afterwards was just go onto my channel and then top corner of the screen where it says HTTPS and then the link. That was the true link to my channel. And I copied and pasted it and then it worked. So just make sure you do it the correct way, okay? If it doesn't work one way, try it the other, okay? Trial and error. It has worked for quite a few people. It should be able to work for you. Again, if people can help one another out in the chat right now, that's welcome, okay? David Bell, bad on him. Yes, it is unfortunate. Replies. Air Raider imagery. Why are people getting upset about you blaming Salty Pancakes when you report the channel? Is there an option to point out who the impersonator is? Well, there is a description box to explain one's thoughts, an explanation behind why you're reporting them, and, if you want to go further, who they could be, okay? Bungie. Reported, but I was unable to do it by phone, had to use the PC, and you have to enter your channel URL. Yes, correct. My channel URL. Confluence, I will send this info to YouTube. Okay, appreciated. Good of them. Is that it for the comments? Yes, there we go. One thing what I do also want to say is, I'm not the only one that's been caught up in messy situations with pancakes. There's been other people as well earlier on in the early days. But then again, I feel like I'm still the first one to experience it at the hands of pancakes, because when pancakes first appeared in the case, I covered a video looking at his comments and he snapped with me. He lost control. He didn't show any form of reasoning ability. He got some of his viewers to come on over and have a go at me just for looking at his comments, which is all publicly viewable, and that's all. So I've witnessed the beginning and towards the end. So I know there's other people that have been caught up and been impacted negatively by pancakes some way or another, but I'd still say I'm probably one of the first people to see that side of pancakes, okay? Is it a situation where you could say, oh, you could have prevented this and prevented that from happening? Not possible. You know, people think for themselves, come up with their own interpretations, okay? Different methods, different actions over time. What you may experience may not be what other people experience, but it's still on the theme of a bad, unnecessary, you know, encounter, I could say. But I do feel that the more you experience it, or the intensity of it increases, the more you may understand it from other people's perspectives. Like, even, well, maybe, well, kind of in recent time, I've still mentioned strengths and weaknesses with pancakes, but it seems like pancakes viewers only focus on the negatives instead of the positives, which I say. That's their problem. But what I do want to say is, okay, Fast Eddie, Steady Eddie, whoever, American Honey, hopefully you're listening right now, Stony, Cafe Waters, put aside the theme of pancakes, put aside the loyalty, put aside the feeling of pressure, put aside me, and just focus on the action. Can you do that just for a second or a minute or so? Is that possible? Put aside all the different people and just focus on the action itself. Cafe Waters, Stony, American Honey, and anyone else out there supporting pancakes, put that aside, the support, and just let me know, do you think it's normal to label other people, slander their names, and dish out false, serious allegations which aren't true, nor are backed up with evidence, which could eventually lead to that person being accused, being impacted down the line in life, and being worse off unjustly? Do you think that's normal? How can we sway this in a different direction so it hits closer to her? In your opinion, American Honey, and the reason why I'm asking you, because I feel you have more control over yourself than some of the other pancake supporters, but you can still think for yourself. American Honey, if you were in a situation where you or someone you knew were labelled as a child trafficker, but there was no proof of it, would you be okay with that? Would you say, oh well, never mind? Or would you say, hey, that's a bit out of line, that, how dare you? Let me know your thoughts. Now, American Honey, anyone else in the background, Kaylee, it can apply to you as well. Just think about it in here, okay? Make a mental note. You don't have to reply to me. You don't have to leave a comment in the chat or comment section. Just think in here, and that is all, okay? I understand that if you do think out of line, you could get targeted. Bad things could happen. I understand that. Just make a note in here. What would you do if you or someone you knew was labelled as, let's say, a child trafficker, but there was no proof of it? It's a serious false allegation. It can be damaging for that person at a point in time, right? Now, reflect back. That's what I've been through at the hands of pancakes, because he verbally said it himself in a live chat in the past. Not good, is it? Do you understand from that perspective at least? Hopefully. Now, let's use the more recent example. Put aside Salty Pancakes, put aside the loyalty. and just the action itself in view. Any of the Pancake viewers watching right now, do you honestly think it's normal behaviour and acceptable for whoever, whatever, to create an account or alter an account to make it seem as an impersonation of another individual, to maybe use it down the line in other chats and say bad stuff to make it seem like it's coming from the other person when it's not? Is that normal? Let me know your thoughts, okay? I just want to come to a bit of an understanding, because if people don't agree with it, or if they don't show a form of reasoning, there really is no hope. And I'm being serious. There is a cut-off point where some humans are purely a lost cause, and that's it, game over. I know some people can joke around at times. People can do the funny edits, piss about, yeah. We're not messing about here. Some people could well be a lost cause, and that is it, game over. It's unfortunate, it's messed up, but that's reality, okay? You know, do we have to go to the extremes? What I've learned over time in life, to get a point across, you've got to use an extreme example to penetrate through their shield, right? We're not going to demonstrate it here because it's going to get twisted and turned and it'll backfire, right? But because these people who are supportive of someone haven't experienced it themselves, that's probably why they're siding with the individual who, you know, who's done it, right? What I also want to know, right? Well, first of all, what I do feel is, over time, if there are Pancake viewers, some might break away down the line if they suddenly are poorly mistreated or impacted in some way. But where do they go then? Just like Jim Terry's audience. They may come here. Okay, welcome. Welcome to the channel. But it's not like plain sailing from there, because anything can happen at any point. I'm aware of that, okay? But let's just use another example, okay? Apply it to Salty Pancake viewers. Are there any Salty Pancake viewers that can remember the time where Salty Pancake said he didn't have any alternative accounts, but he did? And he also recorded himself another time showing them. Do you remember that? What Pancakes demonstrated there was being a liar, okay? And not how Kathy Waters spells it with an E, but an A liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Fancy if he's even got pants. He said he doesn't even know his own measurements of pants. Well, that's hopeless. But you get the idea, right? A form of lying. What I've noticed over time, when people show certain personality traits, characteristics, certain actions, and they deem and they appear bad, negative, it's likely to happen again and again and again. It becomes predictable, right? Salty Pancake's behaviour and patterns have become predictable with time. I've analysed humans for over 10 years now. I've got an idea, okay? Many humans have not had to be in a position or thought process as I've had to. Hence why I talk the way I do. My facial expressions are almost dead at times. It is what it is. Symbolises what I've experienced, what I've analysed, what I've assessed, and the conclusions I've come to, right? I think the most embarrassing, pathetic part, you got the likes of Kathy, Stoney, and many other people out there, fully grown adults, 40, 50 years old or more. Then you got a 23-year-old who's probably arguably making more sense of things than what they could ever do. That's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. I thought you're the ones that are supposed to have control, a form of order, a form of appropriate behaviour. Obviously, younger generations and generations near to me are messed up. I'm surrounded by it, okay? Yet when I look elsewhere, other generations older. Are they any better? Not all of them. So, do we reach a conclusion right now? I make a mental note, okay? The The mental note is references, responses in the name of Dylan Round's case, or in the name of creating clarity for whatever reason, so things don't get misunderstood. They will be the times and moments where I will do videos like this, okay? I truly feel that there are lost causes out there of people brainwashed in denial, and those who are arguably psychologically unstable and associate themselves with other unstable people. That's where the problem lies. I also feel and sense that down the line, people will break away from Pancak's channel. Not many, but some. As to where they go next, who knows? But, as said, I am alert. If people do come on in, change their ways, woo, is it all colourful rainbows? Do I bend over backwards and say, thank you, thank you? Not at all. It's a simple, welcome to the channel. We are covering cases. Feel free to listen. If not, and you create roadblocks or obstacles, it will be resolved in some way. Simple as, okay? And do other videos in between. Now, one person who has been a bit quiet, but they've probably been busy as well, because shout out to Watcher of Crazy, someone who's been very active on here for quite some time now. But I noticed in recent time, Watcher of Crazy participated in Salty Pancak's live stream on Rumble. I can't remember the title of the video. Was it like reconnecting, bonds, understanding, something along that lines? I can imagine possibilities that Watcher of Crazy went over there because she understands that Salty Pancakes is suffering, hurting on the inside, and she wants to either help him or try and understand him better, like a case study. Correct me if I'm wrong, Watcher of Crazy, but I noticed you were present last night. I saw your comment. What's your thoughts on all this? You've been around Pancakes yourself in recent time, and then you hear about Pancakes creating an alt account at some point and then changing it, altering it to an impersonation of me. What's your thoughts of that? Watcher Crazy? Do you think it's acceptable? A little bit odd, a little bit strange? Because the reality is, at the end of the day, and it can apply to anyone, we can use the mental health bandwagon, we can make the little excuses for people, excuse after excuse after excuse, to excuse their actions and behaviour. But there comes a time and place where it's like, whoa, 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 you know, you got to hold them accountable in some way or another. Because if you don't, and you use the mental health card, they can get away with anything and everything. I've seen it in the past extensively. I have seen it extensively in real life and online, okay? Just a little heads up, I came across one person who was a bit of a psychopath in the past. You know, the way they verbally talked to me, treated me, rude, not necessary. Blocked them, you know, cleansed myself. They returned back under an alternative account. They weren't too happy. They wanted me to apologise for me blocking them despite the way they treated me. When I asked them, yeah, but what about you and your behaviour, your actions? Do you know what their response was? Oh, I can't remember. I've got depression. I've got memory loss. You know, I can't apologise for things I can't remember. Right, so basically, if over a long period of time they verbally assaulted me and physically assaulted me and they forgot the next day, that's perfectly fine because they've got depression, memory loss, and that excuses their behaviour. You just let them get away with it over and over again. Screw that. Okay? Let's be realistic. Let's snap out of it and get a grip. Okay? So, that can apply here in this situation with Pancakes. Let's not be too soft. Let's not be too hard. Let's show a bit of balance, but also stand with a realistic thought process. Okay? I think we'll leave it there for now. If there are any further issues, they will be addressed. Okay? What I aim to do is either continue the Dylan Rounds coverage or another case in between, just depending, you know, what comes next or what is next to cover. And as I said, if humans do get in the way whilst trying to cover these serious topics, There'll be some form of, you know, resolve. Simple as. Of course, feel free to share and like the video to spread more awareness of this and share awareness of the people down below, which I've highlighted today with the comments by like Lacey H and what they've documented with time. You know, the thing is, the reality, when it came to the Kenny Veach case, it was all on me, okay? Most of the online stuff aimed at me and me having to defend myself and get the material and resources and all of that, right? It was a one-man army. This time round, many people out there that have documented this and that. It's actually easier here than it was back then, so it's a positive in its own right, okay? So once again, just before we go, just to reiterate, if you are watching right now, if you're on the background and you support Pancakes and you look up to him and listen to him and watch him and you feel a bit awkward or uneasy knowing that maybe bad things are going on, don't feel like you're pressured to pick a side. If you want to support Pancakes, you can if you want. Am I disappointed? A little, but you should be able to think for yourself and watch what you want, okay? If you do have further grievances, list them down below as well. And for those that do leave grievances, that's appreciated. That's good of them to do so. Like they're showing their thoughts, being honest and straight to the point, or trying to be straight to the point as soon as possible. Because I know some other people haven't been straight to the point immediately and it's dragged on. That's another thing I've experienced in the past as well. I've experienced a lot, I've seen a lot, so that's why my analysis, my predictions have been 99% accurate, as I've demonstrated within the Dylan Brown's case. I don't do it all the time, but when I do, it's mostly accurate, okay? Because we're not pissing about, being realistic, okay? So, with that being said, later tonight, Degen Island finale, the bombshell, unexpected. Many things you could not imagine. Be ready, be prepared. I'll see you later at 11:20 PM UK time. For now, thanks for watching. See you later.